I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and I wanted to show you this beautiful collection of shrubs where really all I'm going to be showing you is foliage color and texture. Most of these aren't even in flower right now, but I think they really give a very beautiful, vibrant presence in this garden, just showing off the different textures and colors of these shrubs. So let's take a closer look to see what the shrubs are that I'm talking about. So in this little nook of the garden, we're not seeing a lot of flower color right now. Mostly it's just all foliage. And there's a lot of use of beautiful dark foliage plants along with a lot of the bright chartreuse green colors. So let's go in and take a little closer look to see what collection of plants they've used in this little corner. So the first one here is the Sky Dew blueberry. So this plant is a blueberry plant and it does produce blueberries, but in addition to the blueberries, look at that great yellowish chartreuse green foliage. And doesn't that look spectacular up against that Physocarpus summer wine black? Such a great contrast of the bright yellows up against the deep dark black foliage there of the summer wine black Physocarpus. Let's take a closer look at the foliage of the Physocarpus. Small leaves, very serrated, a lot of texture going on. So not only does this plant have a lot of excellent black tones going on, but there's great texture as well. Let's take a little step back and look at the border plant in the front. This is the Barberry Sunjoy Citrus. Beautiful little mounding balls of yellow or chartreuse green. This is a full sun garden, so all of these plants can grow in full sun for sure, and a lot of them even, I'm sure, can handle some part shade. But those little balls of that Barberry Sunjoy Citrus just really pop up against all that dark foliage that is laying there behind it. Let's dig into the garden just a little bit deeper and we'll see the Kodiak Black Durvilla. This is a great native plant. It likes to be grown in full sun or full shade. And right now you can see it's a pretty mature plant at about 4 foot tall. But the new growth on this Kodiak has beautiful orange tones to it. Not big on flowering. The little yellow flowers you're seeing, that's about the extent of the flowers that this plant does produce, but it is also good for pollinators just with the plants that we are, with the flowers that we are seeing here. Digging in a little bit deeper, we have the double play doozy spirea. Look at those beautiful red tips on all that fresh new growth. So double play doozy gets about 3 foot tall and 3 foot wide, and the contrast of color you're seeing here does come from the new growth. And the more sun it gets, the more intense and vibrant that growth is. Double play doozy does bloom with beautiful red blooms, and it's really a very long blooming spirea in the garden. So if you're looking for, more of the foliage, then you'll want to kind of trim it to get that new growth appearing. But if you're into the flower, let's take a closer look here. There's a little one, beautiful red flowers that will also just fully cover this plant during the summer. Here we have the smoke bush. So if you're looking for a little bit more height in the garden, that smoke bush is going to give you the height. And this particular one is part of the Winecraft series. This is Winecraft Black, and it's probably about 8 foot tall or so. So just bringing up the color more vertically in the garden with this deep dark black of that Winecraft Black smoke bush. Taking it back down to ground level again, we have more of the Weigela. This is the Very Fine Wine. Nice, deep, dark black foliage. This plant does like full sun, and in the spring it does get some beautiful tubular pink flowers, although there's a few of them that are showing right now. But isn't that gorgeous, that pink with that dark black? Nice mounding shrubs. These are maybe about 30 inches tall or so in the landscape right now. And again, how are you loving all that foliage color and the texture in this garden? One last one is another barberry, and this is the Sunjoy Sequins. Again, another a little bit smaller plant, or for this garden anyways, more front of the border. And this plant really, it's green, but there's a lot of white on it too. Excellent variegation. Let's go in and take a closer look so you can see the variegation I'm talking about. Look at the beautiful splotchy white on that plant. Kind of creates a nice mounding habit. These plants, I believe, get about 3 to 4 foot tall when they're mature. Right now, these specimens are more around the 2.5 mark. So just a beautiful little nook here in this garden, showing how you can create so much beauty just using foliage as your interest. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.